Okay, so Usizwe actually asked how he can improve his, or how he can go about his trading plan, putting it together. So what I came up with was actually having a trading journal. So I did this on Excel. So I'm just going to take you guys through it and just going to give you a young summary of how it looks and how it actually helps me and how it's going to help me going forward. So we'll just look at, firstly, the account transaction. These account transactions are actually from the Finza account. So I took those from the Finza account, and I just populated these over here. So we have the date, currency pairs. These are the currency pairs I've actually taken, the lot sizes, the direction. So for direction, it's either long or short, entry price, stop loss, take profit, exit. I haven't populated this, but I can populate this using the overview. The overview is dependent on this because this is where the risk reward comes from. And it tells me whether it was a win or a loss and how much I lost and how much I made in profit. And then on the far right, I have a signal here. So the different signals are, what did the RSI cross, ADX cross, trend line, supply zone, demand zone, bullish breaker, bearish breaker, and extra. So extra is anything besides those ones over there. And then you can just put comments on the side here on each and every pair that you actually take. So that's basically what's happening on the Excel sheet and the trading journal. These over here, I actually haven't done anything on them really. Yeah, and then equity invested 25,000, current equity 30,000, total profit 5, total profit or loss 9.7. Basically, yeah, this over here, it's giving me a picture, a nice picture on one sheet as to what I'm doing each and every trade I take. But you can just do your overview once every week. That's what I do. I'm just gonna do my overview once every week to see how I'm doing, my total profit or loss, my basically I use it for risk management every time I'm using it. So now I'm just gonna go back to the trading view tab. I'm just gonna go back to the trading view tab quickly. Let me just share the screen. Okay, so the main problem, let me go back to, even if I go to OutCAD, let me go to OutCAD and just explain what I think most of us are actually having trouble with. I think the main problem that we have is that we may have the support and resistances on the daily, monthly, weekly, but our main problem and the trend lines, but we don't know whether after we've got all that information, what do we do? Do we actually buy? Do we sell? Or what do we actually have to do after we've gotten all that information together? So I'll make an example with OutCAD firstly. So OutCAD, when I'm looking at it now, I've done all the populating of the pair. I've drawn everything that I needed to draw. Now, what is it actually telling me? It's on my lower trend line on the 4 hour. It's also close to my demand zone. And when I'm looking at my RSI, I see that there's no way that it can continue going lower than this, because if I were to put my RSI here, it's under that 20 that we have over there. So if it's under that 20, the chances of it continuing to go lower are slim. So I'll only be looking to buy this. So now my bias on this pair is a buy based on all those things. So I've got a confirmation from I got a confirmation from the lower trend line. I'm also looking at the RSI, and it's telling me that it should be coming back up and crossing above here, where I'll start looking for buys on OutCAD. And I'll be looking to either go to this area here or this over here, or continue going up and testing around about this supply zone over here. So that's what I'll be looking at on OutCAD. So I hope you guys can see why I actually chose. It's not that I have to make sure this is personally for me. I'm not making sure that my ADX is telling me, okay, buy. You see, because now it's not telling me to buy it. It's still telling me that the buyers are still selling. I mean, the banks are still selling, or yeah, the smart money. There we go. Smart money is still selling. So even though it's still telling me that most of my confirmations are actually telling me that this pair is actually turning and it's about to go for a buy. So we're just going to have to wait for the RSI and see what happens on the lower trend line. We're going to see what's going to happen on the supply zone. And then we'll only buy when all of these have been confirmed. So I don't have to wait for all of these confirmations to actually buy or sell if this were to come out another way. So now let's look at CAD JPY and see what we see here and see what we can get from here. This one is lovely because when I'm looking at it, it's basically telling me that we're going to actually sell this pair. Now, why do I say it's sell? Because firstly, it's not on the monthly resistance. So I call this no man's land. I call it no man's land because the first thing I do when I look at a pair is it on the supply or resistance zone, or is it nowhere? If it's nowhere, then it's on no man's land. Now, what do I do if it's on no man's land? Because if it's on the support or the resistance, it's actually giving me further confirmation that there might be a chance that it might be reversing. So I'll be looking for a reversal based on those lines over there. So for this one, I'm on no man's land. I have my lower trend line over here. It hasn't broken. It's been tested quite a few times. And the RSI has also not confirmed that it's a sell, but my ADX is actually telling me that I should be looking to sell. Now look, so the lower trend line is a tick, confirmed. The ADX is a tick, confirmed. That's for a sell. This is not a confirmation yet. But if I'm comfortable enough when the trend line breaks and closes below the candlestick, the 4-hour candlestick closes below the lower trend line, and the ADX actually continues with the smart money telling me to sell, then I'll be confident enough to actually sell this pair. So I don't have to actually wait. I can even change the RSI to be more like this. Seeing that my confirmations are actually, my confirmations on the lower trend line and the ADX are telling me to sell. Now it's giving me more chance for the RSI to actually also confirm before it actually gets here. I don't know whether that makes sense too. So I don't have to actually wait till everything is a tick. I wait till most of them are a tick, and then I take the trade based on those amount of ticks. And then I take that to the trading journal, which incorporates the signals that you guys saw on the Excel sheet. So that's for CAD JPY. And then for Euro CAD, this is also no man's land. So I'm not on the resistance zone or support zone. I'm basically on no man's land. So what do I do now? Let's do it like this. We'll do it like this. Okay, it's fine. Take that these candlesticks going forward are not actually here. I'm on no man's land on this bearish candlestick over here. So this is where we are today, hypothetically speaking. So what do I actually do now? Firstly, I see no trend line that's actually telling me to either buy or sell. the resistance or the support is not telling me to buy or sell. ADX is still telling me to keep selling because it hasn't crossed for a buy yet. But why here do I have an RSI telling me to actually buy right here? And I actually did buy. I was confident and comfortable enough to actually buy because of the RSI. The RSI gave me enough information for me to say that I'm confident enough to actually buy this. But even though it may be risky because no man's land again, so there's nothing supporting me basically. So there's more risk on this trade. So I need to make sure that I take care of this pair basically, because I'm not as confident on this pair than I would be on all other pairs. So that's how I'll go into this specific pair in itself. So the lot size on this one won't be as high as all the other ones that I'm confident in. So they call those holy grails. So this is something that is not a holy grail in this instance. I'm not seeing a holy grail type of trade here, where definitely we see that it will go up, even though it did go up at the end, because this wasn't here before I actually took this trade. This wasn't here, but I was confident enough because of the RSI telling me you should actually buy, even though it was just, I don't know, 200 pips. Yeah, I think it was 200 pips or so. I don't know, 20 pips. Yeah. So that's no man's land. And I think NZD CAD has the same no man's land on it. Yes, it does. So for this one, I think it's clear. Yeah, it's clear because even though I'm not on the resistance zone or on the, let me just do this so that you can see that. Okay, you can see how far the weekly support is. The weekly support is pretty far, but I'm confident enough to say that if I see some reversal type of confirmations happening here, I'm confident enough that this pair is actually gonna go back up. It's not actually, it doesn't have to come back down for me to say, okay, now I can actually buy, or it doesn't have to come back up here for me to actually say, no, now I can sell. So because I'm on no man's land, it doesn't mean I don't have to take this trade. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I see that this needs to be filled right here. This long trade, this long candlestick has to be filled. It was almost filled, but I still think it's going to come back down to test over here. And an amazing part is, if we take this horizontal line back, it's a very strong line. It was tested here, here, and over here. So when it retests, the chances of it actually coming back up are high. And it makes it even much better when you see the RSI also telling you that the chances of you having to enter, confirming a buy, are actually high, because as you can see, let's see.
Odwa, sorry
Yes.
to disturb. Can you zoom in a bit?
Okay.
On that one, yes. Because we shall, I think, can you see what there? It's also forming a demand
Over here?
Like the current price, can you see?
Yes.
So if you were to draw a demand right now, because the demand has already been formed, that also will tell you if the price goes up away from the demand, and your RSI also suggests that it's also going up. That could also be a big buy. So also, guys, you need to focus. You also need to check what is happening currently, because now I can see there that there's a demand forming there. Can you see? Yes, there's a demand happening there, because the market starts with the demands and the supplies first before it actually moves up or down. That's my input. I'm just saying that because do not only look at the past, guys, also look at what is happening currently. Like what Odwa is saying now, he doesn't have to wait for the ADX to say let's cross and then he's gonna take the buy. By that time it's gonna be too late. But if you look at what is happening now and you're looking at your RSI, because the RSI is more powerful than the ADX, and if you're looking right now, what is happening right now on that level there, you could see that there's a small consolidation happening there. So there's a big chance that it might actually go up. And it looks like, if you look at that liquidity void, it does not have to fill in everything right to the T at the bottom. It doesn't have to. Already it is actually filled. The void is filled. This thing can go up anytime. So you just wait for your RSI and so forth. But Odwa, thanks a lot, man. You're doing really, really well. Continue, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I don't think I still have any more examples. Let me check. Yeah, I think that was my last one because this one was from last week. Let me see. But if you guys have any questions, yeah, I think that was my last one. Yeah, that was my last one. Any questions, guys? I hope there was no information overload. I can still talk about, okay, my guy, are you taking pending orders? Other way, and thanks for your time. Okay. Thanks, Thomas. I take, let's go back here, just to show you that I've actually never taken any, I think I've only taken one sell limit and I canceled it. As proof, let me show you guys. Let me share this. Okay, can you guys see the Excel sheet again? So on the Excel sheet type, none of them actually say pending orders, whether sells, it's all sell limit, it's all sells, buys, and there's only one sell limit, and that was actually canceled. So I don't use, I haven't used any, since I've started with this account, I haven't used any pending orders. So everything is basically current. I actually take each and every trade currently, basically, yeah. I hope that also answers your question, Thomas. And no, there's no reason as to why I don't actually, I think I'm not comfortable. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with pending orders. I feel like I don't want to wait for the price to come to me if I can actually ride the wave, whatever wave it actually is. I'd rather take it where it's at and not have to wait for it to come to me, if that makes sense. So that's why each and every 4 hours, I actually look at my charts to after each candlestick on the 4-hour chart is closed. I actually check what's happening, and then based on that 4-hour period, do I buy, sell, or hold? Close. So it's buy, sell, close, or do nothing, basically. So every 4 hours doesn't mean I have to take a trade. I don't have to do anything for a good 2 days. I don't even have to trade for 2 days. But if I only check once every 4 hours, so I don't have to wait for...
Another thing, I've never taught anyone to take pending orders.
Yes.
Everything is based on the 4 hour. You take only what you see by the close of a 4-hour candle. So that is correct. I never taught any pending orders whatsoever, because when you take pending orders, you are actually telling the markets what to do. You're saying by the time you reach there, you're going to go down. By the time you reach there, you're going to go up, but you're not listening to what the market is telling you. So that's why you wait for it to close and then you again. Wait for it to close and then again. Thanks, Otto.
Thank you. Piwa says, does your journal currently also incorporate the trades done on the simulator, or does it just have info from your day-to-day trading? Okay, This one is not from the simulator. This journal is not from the simulator. No, it's only from this account here. So I moved all my account history from here and I took it onto the trading journal over here, and then I populated this, and from there I did everything that I had to do. So the entire overview came from here. So every time now I take a trade once, once every week I'll take all those trades, do the same thing I just showed you now, put them here. So down at the bottom here, and then I'll populate all these columns and take it from there basically. So no, it's not from the simulator. Short. Emotions. Emotions. I think I did answer emotions. No? Emotions. I said I actually trust my trading system so much that emotions don't play that much of an effect, because if the chart is actually telling me to actually buy, emotions for me don't have any, they have no bearing in whether I'm scared to actually buy or not, or if I see red, if I start seeing losses, or if I start seeing a bit of profit, but I want to hold longer, even though my RSI is telling me to leave or my ADX is telling me to leave. I think I'm guided by the RSI, the ADX, basically everything Uspisha has taught us. That's what guides the emotions. So the emotions will be guided by your trading plan or your trading system, the type of system that you've created. If you're comfortable with your system, then your emotions will always be intact. I don't think that you'd actually start worrying if you're not using the correct money management, risk management. Then that's when emotions will come in, because you don't know what to expect. I don't know whether that makes sense, Thomas. So that's how I keep my emotions in check. My take on USD JPY. Let's see if I have it on the watch list. USD JPY. I don't think I had it on the watch list. Let's see. Okay, I haven't done anything on USD JPY, but from what I'm looking at now, firstly, I'm already seeing a demand zone. So I'm already seeing a demand zone at current price. I'm already seeing it at current price here. But I know some people might actually say that no, there's also, it's too close to, what's this? It's too close to the daily resistance. So what's the point of taking the trade if it's too close to the daily resistance? So I would actually take this trade based on two main things. Firstly, it's on the demand zone. Secondly, if I look at the RSI, which is very powerful, it has already crossed. I don't know why I didn't actually look at this pair. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. So if I look at it, it's actually crossed above. It's actually telling me I should buy. I've confirmed two things already telling me: demand zone, RSI, and the ADX is quite close together. So it might look like it's going to cross below, but you never know what's going to happen. So the best thing is to use what's happening currently, just like Fisher has said. So for USD JPY, I'd actually buy this pair. And you never know, it might actually go past this daily resistance and turn into a support, and then you keep going up. Let me actually put a red thing on this USD JPY here. You can give me more pairs, guys, please, if you have any more.
Odwa,
Yes.
on USDJPY, can you see the liquidity void?
On USDJPY, can I see the liquidity void?
Yeah, that's recent. Yeah, go back a bit. Go back. Yeah, no, yeah, I see that. Yeah, go back a bit. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Yeah.
No, go back. On that long rally going up from the start of it, can you see that thing?
Yes.
Yeah, can you see how big it is? From let me see, from the price 108.500 to the price 109.500. That's 1,000 pips. From there, from 108.500 to 109.500. But I'm not saying that it's going to come down there. I don't think it's going to come down anytime soon. I just think it will come there, but not now. I just think maybe it's first going to come down to take down the stop losses first, and then it's going to go up. It might actually bounce on that weekly, that dotted weekly.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing about the RSI, okay, no, let me just, I don't want to confuse you. Let's just stop there. You find, it looks good. It looks good. I won't lie. It looks good. Let's just see which ones are alive. But you're on a USDJPY, I mean, the overall movement is up. It's just that in Djibouti, I think it's gonna go down just a bit, because there are some buyers already on the USDJPY. So they might just want to take out those buyers first before going up. You feel me?
Yes.
But follow your trading plan. Just follow your trading plan. If that RSI cross, it means it's actually going to go up. And currently, right now, the market is imbalanced. It's the current one. We are either we are in a demand zone. If it leaves the price on the demand zone, we're definitely going to go up. So just follow what you see. And another thing, I saw a question from one of us asking about the market structure. There are some people who are still concerned about the market structure.
Market structure. Which pair can you look at to actually give an example of market structure?
Any pair, Odwa. Even this one.
Even this one.
Yeah.
I actually ran away from that question. I actually ran away from that question because I didn't know how best to answer it. My understanding of a market structure is: am I in a bullish market? Am I in a bearish market? It has to do with bullish breakers, bearish breakers. That's my understanding, even though it may not be a good understanding, because I think that's why I actually didn't end up answering that question. I don't know how to answer it.
Odwa, it's fine. It's fine, brother. We will do it probably next week, Sunday. Because I've got a couple of things to show you guys. Some latest development. So it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions, guys? Okay, looks like you don't have any more questions. But Ottawa, thanks a lot for doing a webinar for us. I'm really, really impressed with your journal. It's like so professional, man. I was blown away. I love it. And yeah, what I'm gonna say is continue trading the way you're trading, because clearly it's working for you. Do not take anything manje. Continue trading the way you are trading right now. And I think I just need to wait for everyone. I cannot introduce new things right now. Just need to wait for everyone to be on the same level as you, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Because obviously, what you're doing right now is the exact thing that I taught everyone. It's just that we don't grasp the whole concept the same, or you might have put in more hours than anyone else. Hence, you are where you are currently. And thank you for your commitment and discipline, brother. You've got a bright future ahead of you. Yeah, I think that's it. And next week, I don't know what exactly the webinar will be about next week. Just come up with questions, guys. If there's anything that you don't understand, please put those questions on the group, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Righty. Thanks, Ottawa. Thanks a lot, my man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to explain how I go about it. I hope I was able to help you guys too. Okay, cool. Can I stop the recording? Everyone's okay, nah?